All right, we are back. And I just have to complain about OBS just because it's just the worst. I hate OBS so much. So I had to spend about 15 minutes trying to figure out how to flip my recording because for some reason it was recording upside down. I didn't even know that there was an option to flip it. Literally, the last thing I did, if you want to know how my recordings tend to go, I was recording some Fire Emblem Engage not too long ago. I open OBS, I hit start recording, and then I record. I don't touch the options unless something goes wrong and I need to play with something. So for some reason, and it's apparently such a common problem that, like, as soon as I looked it up, someone just went, yeah, this is a really common problem, just go here. And by the way, this was on an old update. So the instructions were wrong, but it's still the most recommended thing when you look up, why is my OBS upside down? So I just kind of had to wing it for a little while, because I couldn't find anything immediately useful. And I'm impatient when it comes to online tutorials, because most of them are trying to waste your time. So with that being said, let's just jump into it. I open my eyes. My eyes are not the only things that wake up, as my sleeping mind wakes up as well. The wound is not a problem. I check the wound on my left shoulder. It still hurts, but there's no intense pain like last night. The heat in my body has gone away somewhat. It shouldn't be a problem for me to move around. I eat breakfast and satisfy my hunger. Food comes. Can you tell it's been a little while since I've recorded? Yeah, I haven't recorded since like the beginning of February, and it is March now. Food comes before any... Gosh darn it. Food comes before anything else. My body won't move unless it gets the nutrition it needs. Alright. I reapply the bandage. The wound has turned dark blue. It hasn't healed up, and I can't see and I can see fresh red meat. I was confused, like, why would he be saying I can't see fresh red meat? That's not... That's like how it's supposed to be. Of course, Saber's not here. I disinfect it, put gauze over it, and wrap bandages around it. It's a primitive first aid treatment to wrap and constrict the wound, but I have to do this so it won't get any worse. All done. I'll need a weapon now. Yo, pipe? Pipe? Also, if you can see that tiny little thing in the top right corner, top left corner, sorry? For some reason, OBS, more problems with OBS, it started overlaying my recording, so if I'm recording game footage, from my capture card, my windows or my displays all come up as like, you know, like the multicolored bars when you don't have like a signal. Now if I don't have my capture card plugged in, it pops up like that too. So I don't know what to tell you guys. OBS is just the absolute best. It's cloudy today. It must be really cold as there is frost on the grass outside. But that's meaningless to me. I feel no cold. My body is burning and I want to pour ice water over myself. But this is much better than the condition I was in last night. The only things I can find are wooden swords. I choose the one that looks like it is the best and put it into my Shinai bag. I'm surprised Shiro just hasn't bought like an actual sword at this point. I slap my cheeks. I don't know if it's to encourage myself or to reassure myself that I won't be coming back here. Honestly, I don't know why I did that. I carry the Shinai bag over my right shoulder and head outside. The place I've lived at for so long. The shed was like my own room, but I don't turn to look at it. Well, even though I've decided to fight, there are many problems. I have to determine clearly what I should do first, or I'll probably end up not getting anything done. There are two courses of action my stomach tells me that both of these are probably not good options. Okay, here we go. But, well, this is wrong because, you know, they're kind of just posted up there, so they just kill me. So I'll go meet up with Tosaka. I'll go find Tosaka. She told me to forfeit. If I'm going to ignore her advice and fight, I have to make her realize that I'm not going to give up and that we're still cooperating, and I can't let her fight by herself. I owe her big time. I can't forfeit it until I repay her for that. And she always screws up at the crucial moment, and she's so unreliable that I can't let her be alone. I adjust the Shinai bag on my shoulder. I know I won't be of much help and that she will object, but I can't obtain peace of mind until I see Tosaka's face. This is just a what if, but if she gets injured away from me, I can't even be there to help her. Also, if you guys can hear her snoring, there's my doggo in the background. Sorry, not sorry. Whew. I sit down on a bench and rest my burning body. It's past noon. I've searched all around Shinto, but I haven't found anything. Damn, I knew it wasn't going to be easy, but I didn't think I would find nothing. I knew from the start that I had no way to find Tosaka. I let my luck take over and searched through... Well, you don't apparently have a whole lot of luck. And searched through the town, but I couldn't find her, nor any traces of her. The other masters aren't coming out either. I guess there's no need to attack me now that I don't have my command spell. I sigh and lay back. I'm making no progress like this. Tosaka hasn't left any trace, and my last resort of using myself as bait to lure out masters is failing so far. I get a bit uneasy. I might not be able to find Tosaka, and I might not be able to save Saber. They might already be in a terrible situation by the time I find them. It's still noon. I won't let that happen so easily. I get back up. I ignore the renewed throbbing in my shoulder and leave the park. I'll search one more time. I'm sure that she's in Shinto. It's just like last night. I don't know why, but I can feel that he is around here. It's not something ambiguous like a premonition. This is a certain knowledge, like a conviction. Interlude 12-2 Unlimited Blade Works. Gosh, you're snoring loud tonight, huh? When did I figure out what the dream was? A desert as far as I can see. The numerous swords stuck in the ground do not have a wielder. The sky is stormy, and there's no forest, town, or sea within my sight. A hill of blades stretching to infinity. A graveyard of steel without any wielder or bearer. I knew from the start that this is the scenery inside that hero's mind. Oh, whoa. A person becomes a hero and dies. Removed from the time axis cycle of rebirth. After many sequences of events, one who becomes a heroic spirit ends up in that place. There are those who left the world loved by people, and there are those who left the world praised as noble kings. There are those who died wanting to fight, and there are those who died in satisfaction. But it seems there are many that have been praised as heroes against their will. If true heroes are those who have legitimately earned the title, these are a different kind. They were forced to the throne of heroes because of their fate, and they should be called Avenger, the anti-hero. They are the opposite of heroes, but they were praised as heroes regardless. Even those that hated humans, and those that the humans hated, are summoned as guardians. But he's neither. He's not a true hero, nor a rare anti-hero. He was never compensated for his efforts, and his own life ended with betrayal, but he never hated humans. But it didn't last. Yes, he probably grew wary. I was mistaken. Heroic spirits, familiars called servants. Humanity's power to control the guardians. Wait, humanity's power to control this, is it like the so-called guardians? Is that what I was supposed to say? They are summoned into every age to prevent humanity's extinction. But the only condition for their summoning is destruction brought on by humans. Naturally, destruction brought on by an outside factor is solved not by human power, but by the world's restraining power. So the only thing guardian heroic spirits can see is self-destruction. They are an existence that eliminates destruction brought on by human greed. He made a contract with the world to save humans and became a hero. After he died, he became a heroic spirit and was shown humanity's self-destruction over and over again. He is summoned as a heroic spirit to save people, but he only gets to clean up after people's wrongdoings. It did not take long for him to realize that it is meaningless to start loathing the human world, and start loathing the human world. And in the end, he was betrayed by the ideal that he protected unto death. Unto death. Unto death. Rin, do you feel dizzy? Huh? Hearing the call, Tosaka Rin wakes up. She slowly looks around. This is the foreigner cemetery. It's just past 7 o'clock, but there's no one here. Well, the hill with the church is always empty to start with. Sorry, I fell asleep. I guess I'm tired. That is understandable. You have not slept since last night. Should we postpone this if you're not feeling well? We do not have to get them right at this moment. No, we can't take our time. Since we know where Castor is, we should settle this right now. After saying so, Rin realizes that her body is warm. Her familiar, Archer, must have kept her warm using his cloak. You knew I was asleep, huh? You didn't wake me up? Well, it's rare to see someone sleeping while they are standing. I was fascinated, so I had to observe it. That's even worse. Who are you to be staring at a girl's sleeping face? Do not worry, I have done nothing so rude. But I did hear something else. I can close my eyes, but I cannot close my ears. I see. What was I saying, Archer? I heard a few scary phrases like how you're so angry. Oh, that's good. Rin sighs with relief. The dream she saw should not be discussed. She can't have Archer know about it. She likes the relationship. To maintain it, she has to hide the fact that she knows about Archer's past. Let's go, Archer. I know a bit about the church. I can guess where she might be hiding. She brushes away Archer's cloak. Archer silently protects from behind her. Then, hey, Archer. Have you ever regretted your own actions? She asks without turning around. I don't want to if I can help it. I want to grit my teeth and be stubborn, even when I'm completely beaten. But I'm sure that's harder than I imagine, I suppose. That would depend on the person. There are those who can and those who cannot do so. You are the former. Such people will not make mistakes, let alone consider them. Hey, that sounds like I'm an arrogant tyrant. That is a good observation, Rin. A brilliant person shines brighter than others. Such people never have to grit their teeth. So, this is a personal opinion, but you would fall under that category. Tosaka Rin will follow her path until the very end. The knight in the red cloak praises her. Rin blushes at his answer, but keeps asking without turning around. Then what about you? Do you think you would be able to believe in yourself until the very end? I'm sorry, but that question is meaningless. Why? It's something you're able to answer, right? She sounds a bit nervous. To that, the until the very end part is meaningless. Did you forget, Master? I met my end a long time ago. The knight in red gives this reply. Interlude out. Man, I sigh and lean against a sign. I searched until the sun set, and the only thing I figured out was how useless I am. The wound on my left shoulder is throbbing with pain. I don't know if it's opened up or if the bandage is getting loose. Either way, I can't spend too much time on the search. It'll end up like last night if I can't find a clue. Man, where could she be? I recall when I parted ways with her last night. It's already been a day since she told me to run to the church since I can't fight without Saber. Oh, the church! There is a clue. I thought about it when I started the search this morning. The supervisor of the Holy Grail War. The priest at the church might know where Tosaka is. It's irritating to go ask that priest for help, but this is no time to be hung up on that sort of thing. No, I shouldn't go see that priest regardless of my feelings. He's a priest, but Kotomine Kirei is not a man that should be approached. I don't want to ask him for his advice, but he's the only one I can count on right now. I'll consult him just this once. That shouldn't be a problem. I convince myself and move my aching body. It's almost 7 o'clock. 20 minutes walk from the station. The church is in the suburbs away from the noisy town. It's been 9 days since I last went up this hill, but I'm going there pretty often now, considering that I've never went there before. To be honest, I don't like the church. Maybe that building itself is a forbidden place I shouldn't approach. The fire 10 years ago. The church took care of all the orphans at that time. So it reminds me of that incident, whether I like it or not. I get up the hill and come out into the clearing. I get a sudden headache. It's not because of the wound on my shoulder. The wound is causing me to have a fever, but it shouldn't give me such a headache. My temples are hurting. I lose myself and feel a chill as if my body is splitting in two like a shedding insect. Ugh. This is weird. I bear the headache and start running. It's because of the hunch I've had since yesterday. The conviction that Tosaka is in Shinto. That sensation is assailing me now and causing the headache. then something should be going on in there. And with that, I think that's a good place to end. Yummy, yummy bloodstains. Anyways, with that all being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.